What is up, Ravens flock? We are so excited to be back with you. We're actually debuting our new segment here, One-on-One in the Castle, which will be streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, answering your questions. So make sure you comment those in the chat. And our friend Isaiah here will be answering them for you. So first NFL regular season game on the docket, Sunday in New York. You know, all eyes on the Ravens here as we're in such a national stage playing in New York on September 11th. Obviously, what are your emotions going into this weekend?
Really just ecstatic. I mean, you finally get to live your dream as a little kid playing in an NFL stadium, whether it's home or away. So just living out that dream day in and day out, and then finally get to put it on national TV and really play for your family is always going to be a blessing.
And you had a little taste of that this preseason. We were obviously on national TV playing the Cardinals in preseason, and you lit it up. You know, I know you said your phone was blowing up after that game, but what was that like for you? You know, coming out of a program like Coastal Carolina where it is on the smaller scale nationally as far as like recognition. So what was that like for you to kind of make a debut like that in the preseason?
Really, it just, you know, playing at Coastal, it really humbles you, and it just shows you that the moment's never too big, whether what school you come from. I mean, football is football at the end of the day. So, you know, getting those pregame jitters out early and then really just stepping in between those white lines and realizing that this is a game I've been playing since I was 4 years old. So just leaving it at that, keeping the main thing.
Right, it's still the same game,
Yep.
You know, no matter where you are, it's still the same field, still the same rules. So how did you end up at Coastal Carolina? I'm from North Carolina, so I grew up knowing about Coastal Carolina.
Okay.
But being from Massachusetts, right, like how did you end up down in South Carolina?
Really just being under-recruited. And then Coastal Carolina's recruiting coach at the time, recruiting coordinator, Corey Bailey, knew my high school head coach, Coach DiBiazzo, and they were real close. And then Coach Dib told him that he had a star receiver at the time, because that's what I played in high school, that could do a lot of things in the college offense, and that I wanted to play now. I didn't want to post-grad. I didn't want to do another year. And Coastal Carolina ended up coming to a few games in high school, ended up offering me late December, and a lot of schools gave me interest, but I was going with my gut and my family.
And you feel good about it now.
100%.
It all works out how it's supposed to.
100%.
So coming in here to the Ravens, you make your debut in the NFL. What's been the biggest adjustment for you kind of coming from college into the league?
Really just, everybody's going to obviously say the game speed, really just, you know, weight of players and the knowledge, but I'd really probably say the playbook. Because at Coastal, I did play a lot of positions, did put me everywhere in the offense, but when you get an NFL playbook and you got to understand your role, because at the end of the day, you got to know who's in front of you and who's behind you. So just really seeing where you fit into offense or defense per se, and then just knowing what you bring to the offense or defense,
right,
and really just attacking your strengths and then just harping on your weaknesses to get better.
And speaking of the playbook, you come into an offense where it's well known that Greg Roman loves his tight end.
Yeah.
So what is that like for you to know that you do have all that opportunity?
It's a blessing. I mean, just, you know, highlighting in pre-draft that I was the chess piece that you could put anywhere in offense, and then having Coach Roman be able to put me as a chess piece in the offense and be able to put me everywhere is something that I always got to take with, this is where I put myself, this is where I got to make my opportunity. So it's really just play in and play out being who I am.
Right, perfect fit. So fans are going to be taking your questions. So our first one comes from Chef Boyardee on YouTube. He wants to know, Isaiah, do you have a planned touchdown celebration?
Planned touchdown celebration. I kept it real humble on the Cardinals one. I might surprise
them. A little bow?
Yeah, just a little bow, because, you know, just bow and just let the crowd know I did my thing and I'm here. But I might throw in the signature gorilla. You guys are gonna have this. You might see it. You might see it.
Is that a touchdown or like a first down?
It's a touchdown.
Okay.
It's a touchdown.
Because you know your boy Mark Andrews has the Sambe, so you have to figure out like there's levels to the celebrations. I liked the bow though. That could work.
Yeah.
You know. So this one comes from Jimmy Fawasi on YouTube. He said, Isaiah, you're going to have a great and healthy season. We love that manifestation. What's been the most surprising part about your NFL experience so far?
I'd really say how open arms the vets are in front of me. Because, you know, in college you hear about the little hazings that used to go on, the little rookie dinners and everything. But I felt like, you know, ever since I stepped in here, the vets grabbed me with open arms and really just helped me along the way. Whether it's in the playbook, whether it's on the field or off the field, it's just them being really that big brother aspect.
You've talked a lot about how you've learned from Mark Andrews, you know, coming in here. Obviously, he's one of the best tight ends in the league. It's a great
100%.
person to learn from. But is there anything that would surprise fans to know about Mark?
About Mark? I say he's a little goofball, to be honest. I mean, once you start to get to know Mark a little bit more, I started to joke around with Mark all day, every day now, whether it's on the field, or at practice, or sometimes even on the field. It's just something to just keep the chemistry going, keep the chemistry building, and I mean, I definitely say he's a little goofball.
And you have a lot of talent in that tight end room, not
100%.
just with Mark, all those guys in there. So what has it been like coming into a group like that is so special?
I definitely say it's a blessing because not only do you have Mark Andrews to help you on, passing game, but you also have Pat Ricard, Nick Boyle, and sometimes even Josh Oliver just helping you in the run game and really just hearing bits and points of everybody's really not criticism, but really their per se on how to go about the game. So once you put all that with all your thoughts already, is just a dangerous combination.
This one is from Micah on YouTube. He wants to know how many catches and yards are you going to have in the win this Sunday, he says.
I'm going to say you're going to have to wait and see for that. I can't really predict that.
Are you someone who sets goals for yourself going into the season, like personally, or is it more just like, this is what I want us to do as a team kind of thing?
I do a team because at the end of the day, as long as, the team's reaching their goals, I'll reach my goals. So as long as I'm improving every week, the team's going to improve. That's how I see it.
I love that. I think that's a lot of guys here. It's just kind of that mentality
100%.
here. Team first. We have the sign that says the team, the team, the team. That's always the vibe. This one comes from Chick on YouTube. Is there a tight end that you would compare your game to the most?
I'd say when I started, loving the game as a tight end, early in my college career, I started watching a lot of Antonio Gates at first.
Okay.
And then as the pre-draft started, going, everybody started comparing me a little bit to Kyle Pitts, Darren Waller, and obviously a little bit of Mark, just as what he does in the pass game, understanding zones, man, and watching Travis Kelce. So just, taking bits and pieces of all the greats and really just trying to interpret it in my game because not everybody's perfect. So you got to take bits and pieces and see what works with you.
Sure. Those are some great people to be compared to, so we'll take it. This is from Bala. She asks, Isaiah, who's the teammate who most impresses you, either on offense or defense, and why?
Impresses.
That's a good question.
That is a great question. I'd say on defense, I'll probably go with a rookie on defense is Kyle, just because of everybody sees what me and Kyle did in the training camp going head-to-head every day. And everybody's seen it as, great competition. It's obviously iron sharpening iron every week, every really day. I mean, it was always get your popcorn ready when me and Kyle went to one-on-ones or even in team reps. It's just, great work when it comes to Kyle. And on offense, I'd probably say I'll go back to my point with Lamar, just being able playing as a kid on Madden, being able to run around defenses with Lamar, run around him, not get tired, not run DB is just something you could see in person as well, in real life.
On Kyle, who do you think had the best overall record between the two of you?
Me, 100%.
You got to pick yourself. If you didn't play tight end, what position do you think you'd be? It's from you two.
If I didn't play tight end, I played receiver in high school, but I could play a little quarterback. You got an arm? Yeah.
Be like QB4,
yeah.
If we get there.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we never get to that point, but it's good to know you have that skill if we do need you. This is from Ahmad on YouTube. What specific DB or linebacker are you most looking forward to competing against? Now you'll finally have some non-Kyle Hamilton competition.
I don't really look too far ahead in that. I just prepare week in and week out. I don't really necessarily bust my chops to get into a DB or linebacker. It's just whoever's in front of me, you opposite, so you got to get it.
Is there a team that you're most excited to face?
Definitely the Patriots, just because family back home, so they're going to be in a little tug and turn.
What jersey are they going to be wearing?
They definitely going to have my jersey.
Okay. That's all that matters.
They don't have a choice.
All right, we'll take a few more fan questions for you here. This one also comes from YouTube. How do you balance the excitement and anxiety for your first NFL regular season game?
Just being where my feet are. I mean, never looking too far in the future, never dwelling on what happened in the past. I mean, whatever happened, happened. It's next play mentality. This
one is from Micah. Who's your best friend on the team? Make you pick a favorite.
I'd probably say everybody says I hang around Mekhi Polk, Tyler Beatty, and Anthony Brown. That's like my little crew.
You guys came in together as rookies, so that makes sense going through that process
Yeah.
together. All right, this is from YouTube as well. Manuel wants to know, who's faster, you or Mark?
Me. Mark's gonna say it's him every time, but Mark knows when we can line it up.
Everybody's gonna pick themselves every time. I think. Eventually, you know, someday when it doesn't matter injuries, we're gonna have a competition. You know, before you guys all retire, who's the fastest? Anything you want to leave our fans with before we sign off here?
Tune in Sunday at 1 p.m. Let's get the stadium rocking. Ravens Flock.
What he said. We'll see you Sunday.